any of these birth chart placements, you're probably going to get married later on in life. Now, if you want to figure out if you're going to get married later on in life, it's very important that you pay attention to your 5th and 7th house in your birth chart. This is because the 5th house in astrology can represent weddings. On top of that, the 5th house can also represent proposals or the kinds of people that might propose to you as well, while the 7th house in astrology can represent marriage. Now, for starters, if you have Saturn in the 5th house, this can indicate that you might get married later on in life. People that have Saturn in their 5th house need to make sure that they take their time when it comes to marriage. Like, don't rush into it. Don't feel pressured to keep up with everyone else. This is because Saturn in astrology is a planet that can represent patience and the area of your life where you need to be more patient as well. This also applies to you if you have Saturn in the 7th house as well. Now, if you also have Capricorn in your 5th or 7th house, that can also indicate that you might get married later on in life. People that have these placements might end up getting married in their late 30s or even their early 40s. And listen, sometimes having these placements is not easy because there might be a point in time in your life where your friends or people around you are getting married and getting into a relationship, and then you sit with yourself and you wonder, when is it going to be my turn? Trust me, I get it. Now, if you have your Venus or Jupiter in the sign of Capricorn, you might also get married when you're older too. This is because Venus in astrology traditionally represents marriage, love, romance, and Capricorn is ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn and Saturn can also represent maturity or things that might happen for you as you get older. Jupiter can also represent your spouse, especially your future husband. Now, if you have your Venus or Jupiter at the 10th or 22nd degree, which are Capricorn degrees, that could also indicate that you might get married when you're older too. But the beautiful thing about Capricorn and Saturn energy is that when you wait for something and you're patient, you usually get rewarded for it. Like, Saturn can give you the best of the best. Now, if you have Venus and Saturn aspects in your birth chart, that is one of the biggest indicators that you might get married when you're older. Like, case in point, I have Venus and Saturn aspects in my birth chart and I'm almost 27 years old, and there are people out here that are getting married, getting engaged, and I'm just here, just chilling, just minding my business and just living my life. But you know what? When you have these placements in your birth chart, you're more likely to not settle for less, because wherever we have Saturn and Capricorn in our chart can represent the area of our life where we shouldn't settle. Like, sure, if you have these placements, you might have to wait longer to find love, but when you find it, at least you know that you didn't rush into the decision. Like, you're more likely to be happy with your choice.